Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and welcome to Tag Along Tuesday. Thank you guys for all of you who joined us last night on our live. We really enjoyed it. Can't wait for the next one. Melina will be setting that up soon, I'm sure. Today we're going to make some tags, some different kind of tags, and I'm going to be using some vellum. You know I love my vellum, and I always try to think of different ways that I can use the vellum in projects, so this is just something that come to my head a little while ago. Have no clue if anybody else has done it, but we're going to do it today. So I have some scraps. I've just pulled out some scraps of different varieties. I have some lace, some scrap lace. I even have some acetate that we may use. I have just some flowers that I haven't found a place to use. These are those Tim Holtz flowers. I haven't really found a place to use those yet, so I thought this would be a good thing. And then these thicker butterflies, the Tim Holtz ones, I haven't found a place to use those yet either, so I thought that might be a good thing to do. And other than that, I've just got scraps pulled out. So I've cut this tag to, or this piece of paper, to 3.5 by 6. And I know it's going this way, but that doesn't matter to me. You know, I don't pay any attention to that. This is a flower from my floral kit. And I think I might glue that down there. Maybe a little bit higher and put something down here at the bottom. What shall we put at the bottom? But yeah, I pulled out a few different scraps of different kinds and shapes and sizes, and we're just going to see what we can come up with. I am a little bit bushed today, not from last night. I just didn't sleep well, and so I just feel kind of wrung out today. So this video may be a little quick one. I may have to bow out here in a minute. Just trying to find something to put down at the bottom. I don't really know what I want. Tell you what, I may just do a label. Let's grab a label. I might put that label there. So let me know if you got in on the live last night and if you watched it, if you enjoyed it. We tried to craft, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard crafting and doing a live because you're trying to answer all the questions. But I let Melina answer most of the questions and I just craft. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm using my Barely Arts because if anything seeps out, then I don't have to worry about... Okay, which way's up and down? I don't have to worry about it making my vellum warp. Okay. Put that there, and then I'm just going to go around my flower just a little bit on the edges to make it stand out a little bit more. And to cover up some of that white that I didn't get cut out. And excuse me if I lose my train of thought in midstream because I have one of those sinus headaches today. Our weather has been changing like crazy. And of course, you guys know I get a weather headache. I know a lot of you tell me you get them too, so I'm not alone. I think someone even told me that it was the barometric pressure. Did I say that right? Barometric pressure? Doesn't sound like I'm saying it right, but it's some kind of pressure because it sure does pressure in my head. I am going to cut that little tiny piece right there off. I should have put this down first and my tag down second. I didn't, or my label, but we'll fix it. No biggie. Whoops. Well, it may be a biggie since I just messed up my label. It's okay. Put a little ink on it. Nobody will ever know the difference. Okay, we have that. Anything else we want to add to this? Might just up here somewhere put a little this is one of the Tim Holtz number labels. You'll see why I'm adding all of these pieces in a minute. We did get in a large supply of Bearly Arts glue. So if you're looking for some and you're out, don't forget to grab it. We'll have to stop shipping our art glitter glue pretty soon when the weather starts getting really cold. Boy, I did not put that label straight at all, did I? I'm getting where I've got the crooked head. Now I'm going to put my vellum down on top of this, and then I will stitch around it. You don't have to stitch, you can just glue it down and it'll be fine. But I'm going to stitch around mine just because I like that look. But that is not something that you got to do. You don't got to do that. Let's see. Trying to figure out something that might disguise where I got that label a little crooked. I might put a piece of this there. Just a little scrap of it. And this one I'll glue down with this glue. Now, if you are stitching these, you need to put everything down and give it time to dry, because if you don't, you're going to mess up your needle on your sewing machine. So just put your pieces down, set them aside, let them dry good, and then you can go stitch. I will have the pictures of everything at the end where I've stitched, but I won't be stitching in the video because, of course, I'm making them and they're wet with glue. There we go. Just needed a little something there to disguise that. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to put that down on top. Now all I'm going to do, you can use your, you can use either, this glue stick doesn't show through, our Bearly Arts doesn't make it warp, so I like to use it. You can see the Bearly Arts through until it dries well. Usually after it dries, you can't see it. That's been my experience anyway. But, and I don't put a lot because I'm going to stitch, but you can always glue these down really well. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of this down through here, just a dot here and there, just to hold it until I stitch. Now the trick with Bearly Art is you need to rub it in really well because it needs to seep into that paper. So I take my bone folder and I really press on it. And you can see right now, you can see the little bit of discoloration there. But when that dries, I mean, in my experience, you can't see it. I can't tell you in your neck of the woods that you won't be able to, because I have found that different humidities makes glue interact with paper differently. So I can't tell you for sure that you won't be able to see it. But I'm just saying that in my experience, I don't. And I live in a very high humidity, hot area normally. So, right. So we're going to go with that. And see, I like that. I really, really do. Then you can put something on the outside of it too, if you want to. Not only putting something in the inside, but you can also put something on the outside. And I might go with a stamp, if I can find one that would work. That's too bright. Okay, I didn't find a stamp that I really liked, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. But you could put something on the outside. You could put a butterfly on the outside or another label, just whatever you would want. I'm going to round the corners, but you can not round them if you don't want to. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to use these for tags and journaling cards, so I like the corners rounded so that, oops, I'm going to have to use my bigger one, so that they slide in and out of the pockets better. Let's see, that needs to be a bigger one. There we go. Alright, so that is that one. And then I'm not going to cover the back because you can write on that. That's good enough to write on right there. And if I think of something that I want to put on the outside, we'll come back and add that. But right now we're just going to make a few. So I have this scrap, and it's a nice, pretty fall scrap. So let's cut this one down. This is about the only scrap piece of fall paper that I have left from last year. It's a little bit large for this, but I'm going to cut it anyway. And let's see. Let's cut it down to 6. Okay. And then 3.5. That's about what I make my average tags, but you can make them any size that you want. It's just an average. I think that might be the upside. I'm not sure. Now, I was looking at this to go on top of that, but that's a little bit too busy. So let's see if we can find something else. I have this little scrap of vellum. It's just a dotted, like a dotted Swiss kind of thing. And it may be a little bit too dotted. I don't know. Let's see. Let's find what we want to put in there. I would like to have a fall, something fall. Let's see if we have anything in here. Oh, that looks pretty. I like that. Or maybe this one. This is a little bit larger. And I've actually cut most of the white off of this one. It was a little bit easier to cut out. Oh, I like that one better. Like that one better. Okay, this is from my digital kit. Autumn Bliss, I believe is the name of it. I will link it below. So let's put this on there, and then we need either a label or something else. I like to add more than one thing on there. So let's see what else we have. I think I like that there, but I'm going to trim it down a little bit. I'm going to trim it down to where that inside stamped piece is. And I don't remember where this came from. It may be one of my stamp pieces, or it may be from one of the digitals that I had purchased from someone. Don't know. Yeah, I like that there. Then down at the bottom, okay, on this side I think I'll put that little label. So let's start getting these glued down so I'll be able to figure out where I am. And you could make these without putting the vellum on them. I know somebody's going to say, well, why do you put the vellum on them? I like them without the vellum. Well, I just like vellum, and I like the crunchiness, the feel of the tags. As soon as one of them dries, I will hold it up and let you hear it. Love the crunchiness of it. Let's see. Let's put that like that, and we'll have to trim a couple of places off, but that's okay. See if I can manage to get things straight on this one. When you're looking forward and not being able to get your head right up above it, it's a little bit harder to get things straight unless I hold it up all the time. But it bothers me if it's not straight, so. Now, yes, I agree. That tag is pretty, just the way it is, without anything added to. But since I like my vellum, and now once I stitch this down, that's going to show through so pretty. And it's going to be, let's see if we can hear this one. This one we can hear better. Nice and crunchy. I made that one right before. Nice and crunchy. And like I said, it's just something different. It's just something different. When you want to use your vellum up and you're trying to figure out little ways to do it, you just come up with different ideas. Or I should say, use your vellum in different ways, because I don't necessarily want to use my vellum up. I just like to use it in my journals as much as possible. Now remember, squish that glue down into that paper as much as possible. Then it will dry into the paper and it won't warp your vellum. I love my art glitter glue, but art glitter glue does warp vellum because it's got a lot of water in it. Fairly Arts has got some water in it, but it doesn't have as much as art glitter glue. That's why we can ship it year round and don't have to worry about it freezing. Whereas we can't art glitter glue because it's got so much water that it will freeze when it gets below, like, I don't know, 32 or something. See, I love that. And it's so crunchy. And I'm not going to cover the back of that either because you can write on that. I will go ahead and round these corners. And I put enough glue on the corners that when I round them, it doesn't cut the glue part. So, that works. Let's see. Anything else we want to do to this one? You could stitch a little piece of lace up here at the top if you wanted to. That'd be cute. Alright, I'm going to lay that one aside and we'll do another. As these dry, I'll try to get to putting them, as these dry, I'll try to get to finishing them for you, but I'm going to let them sit and dry for a while because I don't want to clog up my sewing machine. This is another piece of just fall paper that I had left over. Let's see. Yep, it's going to be just 6. Let's see what we'll put on this one. Will we put the... I don't know about that. No, I think that's a little too busy too. I think to use this, I would have to have a piece that's almost solid. And then that would be really pretty. So we may just save that back and use it somewhere else when I find a more solid piece. I don't have any solid piece. Well, I got that side. And see, that would be pretty to me. So we may use that on that one. On this one, I think we'll use just regular vellum. Get some of these out of my way so I can see what I got. There's a regular piece. Yeah. Alright, now we'll see what we want to put down here. I got this, which, not really fallish, is it? So what else do we have in our little fall pouch over here? I have that one, but boy, it is, ooh, it's big, but I think it would look good. Now, I fussy cut these a while ago. They're not, they're out of that same kit that I was talking about, the Autumn Bliss, I think. That one I left quite a bit of white around, but I think I like that one better. And then I think I might put one of these little labels on there. I think down here at the bottom, I can't talk, down here, I may put a piece of book page. Somebody asked the question last night, and I don't know if we completely answered it or not. We tried answering it, but I was thinking about it after the show. They asked the question about what do you do when you use, you know, just blank book pages that have no writing or anything on them in your journals. What do you do with them? And, you know, I had mentioned you can stamp on them, you can stencil on them, you can add pockets with large tags, lots of different things like that you could do. And then I got to thinking last night, well, you could do something like this. Not necessarily the vellum, but you could use maybe a napkin and put, you know, collage the napkin on there. That would be pretty. To give it some texture and some color. And that would be really pretty. And I was thinking, I thought I had done that before on some pages, but I can't remember if they were blank or not. They may have been regular book pages. But collaging napkins on book pages is not hard at all, and it looks really good when they're finished. You can even get little wrinkles in them and it looks good. So if you've got any napkins, try that on some of them. Even pieces, you know, even tearing pieces and putting torn pieces on there is pretty. I'll want that up a little bit. Now I'm going to lose just a little bit of my flour, but that's okay. I can print this again. It's not the end of the world. And that was pretty back there, but I like the front better. And we'll have to cover that back. And then I think I'll put that right there. And this is, I can't remember if this was a freebie or not. I'll try to find it and link it below as well. These little labels. They come on the bottom of another much bigger page. There we go. I like that. I like it. Well, let's look at it. Oh yeah, pretty, pretty, pretty. I think that may be all I do to that one. I like it. I've been forgetting to look up at the camera. I hope it's been recording all this time. This camera is very finicky. I would not suggest or recommend it to anyone. My hubby bought it for me, or I wouldn't even be using it. They did promise that it was one of the best vlogging cameras, but I have not found that as of yet. It tends to be a little bit too finicky for my taste. And I forget to check it and look at it, and I like to film more than 30 minutes at a time and that kind of thing, so it doesn't like to run more than 30 minutes at a time, and then it likes to shut off and cool down, so it's a little bit finicky. But that's what I got for now, so. Right. Like I said, we'll need to cover the back of that one before I stitch. That one, yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it more after it dries. Right now I don't want to crinkle it too much because I'll mess up the corners. And it'd be suggested that you wait until your glue dries to clip your corners, but I don't, because I'm impatient. Now that one I think would definitely use something on the front side, and I'm thinking this butterfly right here. It's one of our butterflies that we sold, I think, last year. Now on that one I just put that little butterfly at the bottom, and that's just one of the little acetate butterflies that I had in my stash. Cute. And I may put a number down here too, just to add a little bit more to it. I think I'll go with one of these red ones. looks like a little specimen card now. Like that. Okay, let's do one more. And this one is already cut, similar to the shape of a tag and the size, so I'm just going to use it. And I thought about using this on top of that. I think that's pretty. Now this one, I don't know what I would use on there. I don't really, it's got flowers, so I don't really think it needs more flowers. And that butterfly is really too big. Yeah, that's too big. Well, that one would be cute. It's not cut out, but it'd be cute. Let me cut this one out real quick. I think it came on a package that I got from somebody. Okay, we'll put that there. And I'm going to grab one of these little plasticky flowers. Plasticky, I think. I can come up with one that will go. Okay, I think I'll stick all of those down there. I know they'll blend in, but I can see them here. I know you may not be able to see them too well on your end, but I think you'll be able to see them once I get everything on. I can see them. Ow, that was my finger I just stuck. Okay, there we go, and I'll glue this down. There, and then maybe a label or a number. Let's go with that one. I like the color of it to that green. Now let's put this on there. No, I don't know if I want that on there. I think I want clear because I don't think it shows up as well with those circles. Yeah, that shows up better. And I know it's harder for you to see than it is me, but it does show up better. Just a different texture. That's all. Well, hold on to it, Edith. And like I said, I know it's harder for you to see than me, but maybe you'll be able to see the detail in there. I think it's pretty. And these look amazing when they're stitched. Now, like I said, if you don't stitch, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But you could also just take your pen and go around and put little dots and dashes. That would be pretty too. Just do some faux stitching on there. Alright, will we put a butterfly on the outside? Don't know if I have any that would go with this. Well, I have that one right there. I think it would kind of go. Let's trim it just a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, let's do that. Put that there. And it has a little number under it, so that kind of looks like a little specimen. Let's see if you can see it. See? Alright guys, I think that is it. I'm going to stitch these, and I'll have photos, close-up shots at the end so that you can see what they look like when they're all stitched and ready to go in journals. I hope you'll give this a try. If you do, make sure that you go over and share it on our Facebook page. We'd love to see what you come up with. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.